What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining us. In this episode we're going to get this engine put back together, get it in the car, hopefully get it running and get this thing ready for the dyno. Let's do it. I'm Jacques from SSBB Builds. I've been racing front wheel drive for over 8 years. I won a championship, came runner up in 2 others. I'm building this BMW to find out what it's like to be involved with rear wheel drive cars and the classic BMW heritage. Join me on this discovery as I share my passion. First on the list was to get the engine rebuilt. I got the block back from KWT Engineering and it was just a process of putting it all back together with the timing chain and torquing it all up. I then got the cylinder head gasket, obviously new components, cleaned everything up. Next up was the cylinder head. It was pretty straightforward considering I'd done this before. Next up to go in were the cams. First the cam boxes, lube it all up, and then the lifters. Alright, we're ready for lifters. These have been soaking in the buckets. Brand new lifters. Let's go. Then the camshaft and the valve cover. Once the engine was built, we assembled everything and then it was a matter of just getting it into the car. Bagging and tagging everything has made this exceptionally easy to put together again. I highly recommend it. Make sure you bag and tag. Come on. So now we can put on the alternator, serpentine belt. Take the pen, make the line through the bolt. Awesome, thank you. We installed the front end of the car off camera because I've got a day job and I really have to get other stuff done, but all of that stuff you've kind of seen before and it's pretty straightforward. Alright, so it is pretty much time to put some oil in this car. Everything is in, it looks like, and hopefully we're going to be able to get close to starting this puppy. I don't know if we're going to start it tonight, but we'll just see how we get on. So we need oil and water, and then we need to load something on the map. We're going to use a very cheap oil. This is a mineral based 2050, just so that we can get it going. The expensive 2060 Fuchs oil that I got, the race oil, we'll use once I know that the thing is not throwing bits of metal everywhere. So this car takes 7 liters of oil. Hopefully we don't have oil all over the floor. It's a monograde, it's mineral oil, so nothing fancy. It is just to get oil pressure and to get oil through the system. Right, so here's the oil filter. Marley, that's a good brand. It's not Maley, it's Marley, M-A-H-L-E. That's a very good brand. I remember years ago, I was working, while I was still studying, I was working for a motorsport company in Cape Town. And we had a super touring engine and it had Marley forged pistons. And I didn't know how to pronounce it. These are the important bits. There's a bit more for the oil cooler. That's good. Be quite steady. Can't remember how much it takes. It was just something else I just thought of. The cluster on the dash, I need to make sure it's plugged in so we can see the oil pressure. Okay, so moment of truth. Let's see. Is the dash working? Yes, the dash is working. So we're displaying voltage, 12.5 volts. Now, got to see a little crank. Now I've got to take this thing off because the button isn't hooked up to this. It's still on the old button, so let's get that out. Right, so here's the crank button. I think I'm gonna stop because it's super late at night. We'll carry on tomorrow. Alright, it's a new day. Look what I got here. Freshly refurbished E90 wheels, the 17s, and I painted them in white. They look absolutely phenomenal. We've also put on the semis, so these bad boys can now go onto the E36. She's gonna look so good. A couple of things we're gonna need to button up today. I need to bleed the clutch. Clutch is not working, and then we need to do some final setup on the ECU again, and then yeah, we can try and start it. I've cranked it for oil pressure. We're good with that. Super excited. Something else I recently got done was I bought some genuine BMW fog light covers. We're not going to be running any fog lights, so I had these painted. Now we're kind of toying between white and blue and whatever. We just painted the wheels white, so we had white paint. So I'm going to pop these puppies in, and this is going to go with the theme that I'm going for. Oh man, that looks sweet. Keen to see what she looks like on the ground. Oh, I can't even begin to tell you how amazing this car looks. Need to get it out into the light. Just wow. Look at the stance on this puppy. Even this angle is just so stunning. What a car. Whew. Alright, so we've come to a local airport and I'm here to buy some aviation fuel. So the BMW can't run on normal 95, which is what our highest octane is at the pump here in South Africa. So I'm gonna buy some aviation fuel. It is a much higher octane. It's also cheaper and slightly better than mixing an octane booster with 95. Let's go find the place. Alright, so they said we need to go through another gate, get a permit to go through South Gate. So we're going to kind of try and find this place. They say it's somewhere down that side where they sell the aviation fuel. So let's see. Look at this trusty steed. Driving around in this airport looking for this place. It's quite far down. There's a lot of cool shit here. I would love a workshop out here. Man, it's quite far away from where I stay. That's the challenge with a workshop, is to find something the right price that's fairly close, and then obviously you need to pay for it somehow. I came to this place. Turns out the people at the gate gave me completely the wrong information. So we have to go out this gate, back that side. Alright, so I made it. It's a place called SV Aviation. Basically got the runaround from a few people. Nobody really knows, so let's see. Man, I would love a workshop in this place. Can you imagine? Oh man, there's so much we could do, you know. You could have even just one of these bays. You could have just the amount of space, all this parking. You could do burnouts here. Be absolutely amazing. We have to dream that one day we're going to get there, and we are going to get there. Just keep pushing. I'm excited, man. Alright, so we've got our fuel, and why I was pushing so hard to get this fuel today, we're lucky it's Sunday, is because I need to go and drain the fuel, because the car is scheduled to go to the dyno next week or in the week. So it's important we have the right fuel in the car, because that's what you dyno the car with. Obviously you need to dyno to the conditions you are going to race with. So we have 40 liters of Aviation gasoline, and that should be good. I can't remember what the octane number is, but we need it because we're running such high compression. So yeah, we're gonna go home, and then I need to do a couple of things, basically drain all the fuel. That's one of the things. I've got to try and get it running. I got it running when we reloaded the map yesterday, but it doesn't want to start. So yeah, it doesn't want to start today, so just got to check a few things. But anyway, we'll work on that. But yeah, scheduled for dyno this week, then branding the following week, and then we should be on the money. Alright, so I've rigged up a line coming from the fuel tank. We're going to pump out the fuel here. I've only got one of these, so I filled my other cans up with the aviation gas. We're going to take this, dump it in the Clio every time. Let's do it. Alrighty, so let's see if we can get this done. That's on. Awesome, working just fine. So we used to have to do this a lot with the Polos, because we need to know how much fuel is in the car. It affects the weight. So sometimes the cars, we use the fuel to kind of ballast the car with weight, so we make minimum weight. So this should work nicely. Never had a boot on the Polos, on the inner hatch. Take the F-gas. Make sure it doesn't blow up in your face when you try and open it, because I've seen that happen a few times, especially if the jerry can's been sitting in the sun. So just drained it a bit. I'm sure you know why they call this a wank pipe. This pipe has got a special nozzle with a one-way valve. So just do that to start the siphon, and bob's your auntie. Avgas has got such a unique smell to it. This is an extremely effective way of getting all the fuel. You could literally get pretty much all of it out of there. There we go. Avgas. It's got such a unique smell. Takes me back to my study days when I was working as an apprentice for a motorsport company. I learned a lot of the tricks of the trade there. Original BMW fuel cap. Incredible. So we must torque all the wheels. Come on, baby. So this is the moment of truth. We need to make sure that there are no sparkly bits. Alright, so this is where we are at. I got the thing running yesterday. It doesn't want to start again. I think it's just way too rich. What I've done, you saw me take the oil filter out. Now I saw a couple of little shiny bits in the oil filter, and I got a bit nervous. So what I've done is I have, you can see I've cut the oil filter open, and I phoned Sean from KWT, and we suspect that it's just residual, what we also call machine wash. So it's either residual elements or particles from the original situation that was kind of stuck in the oil filter housing, and or machine wash. So Sean's gone through the motor. They are happy with everything that was done and everything, you know, where we are at. So the thing is, this car needs to go to the dyno, and it's a bit of a risk. to send it when we don't know if everything's 100%. We have checked literally everything. This motor should be tip top. So we're going to take the risk. Basically, I'm going to dump this oil because this is a mineral oil. Put the synthetic into it. That's the other thing, it's quite expensive oil, but we'll put the synthetic into it and pretty much get it ready so that it can go to the dyno. And yeah, from there, you know, the guys must just send it. So I've given the guy the instruction that we must just be gentle on the ramp up, and maybe what we'll do, we'll just get it running. So what we'll do is the guy that's doing the setup is basically going to do all the settings for all the tables and to run closed loop fueling with the knock sensing, etc, etc, etc. And yeah, he must just be a bit gentle on the ramp up, so basically the build up to the final tune, and we won't give it like all the timing and, you know, push it extremely hard. The idea is maybe just get a running map in there, so I can do some miles and basically just run this car as much as possible, and then we'll do a power map a bit later. So that's where we are. So I'm going to end this video here. It's been quite a busy one. I haven't been able to film everything, but I think we got pretty much most of it in. Just make sure I'm recording. I've done that so many times. But anyway, so thank you for watching. From here, like I say, it's going to dyno, it's going for branding. I think we'll do that in a separate episode, and then we're off to the event. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please, you know what to do. Continue to support us, or me. We're trying to just grow this channel, and we've got a long-term vision for this whole thing. So let's do it together. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.